The Farmer and the Angel. There was once a very kind and jovial old farmer. He was 90 years old, and though his bones were a wee bit weary, his eyes still sparkled with love and laughter. He was the kind who seemed to know just what it took to make you smile, and when you needed to weep, he'd sit by your side and hold you. He was the kind who noticed the dew sparkling on a spider's web and knew the taste of a juicy red strawberry. He was the kind who still at 90 worked hard every day on the land, and when you needed a helping hand, his sleeves were rolled ready to go. One day, because of his goodness, he was visited by an angel who granted him a wish. The angel said to the old man that anything he wanted would be his. Now, if you had one wish, what would it be? $1,000,000! A castle by the sea! All the wishes I want! I'm happy with the bounty of food upon my plate and the love that surrounds me daily. But before I die, I should like just once to see heaven and hell. The angel told him to take hold of her cloak, and in an instant they arrived at the gates of hell. To the surprise of the good man, when he passed through the gates, he found himself on the edge of a beautiful open green surrounded by tall, graceful pine trees. As he walked toward the middle of the green, he saw many people seated around a great long table that was heaped high with the most magnificent and delicious foods the man had ever seen. Yet, as he drew near, he saw that the people looked sickly and thin, as if they were wasting away from starvation. How could this be? Then he noticed that the people's arms were locked straight, so that they could not bend them. It was impossible for these people to feed themselves. Ouch! The man sighed. This truly is hell. Hastily he returned to the angel and took hold of her cloak. In another instant they arrived at the gates of heaven. Here, too, the good man found himself on the edge of a beautiful open green, surrounded by tall, majestic pine trees. He walked towards the middle of the green and saw many people seated around a great long table that was heaped high with the most wonderful and delicious foods. As he drew near, the man saw that the people's arms were locked straight, so they could not be bent. Yet these people were smiling and laughing. Their eyes danced with a merry delight, and their stomachs seemed joyfully content. How was this possible? The good man looked closer, and he saw the people of heaven were feeding each other. Ah, yes, smiled the good man with a knowing nod of his head. This is truly heaven.